Okay, welcome back everybody. So, we last left off on conquering Berlin because we most recently defeated the next four Knights of the Round Table. So, that being said, on a new turn now. We could spend this turn doing the missions, possibly. So, let's go ahead and try doing the battle missions first. See who's injured and who's not. Geronimo probably needs some healing. Alexander too. So let's see, who's most wounded? Probably Alexander, looks like. Give her that. So who's next to most wounded? One of the girls in the thousands. Geronimo has more troops, so we'll give her the 50%. Next is Lancelot. 30%. And finally we can give Chihaya 20% because we're most likely going to use him. Probably. No, that's the wrong item. Whoops. Okay. Don't I have that plus 1,000 damage thing? Okay, he just has it. Just not right now. Okay, so missions. Lancelot out of form. Is she being healed right now? Yeah, so we won't do that mission just yet. So we'll do Vlad's mission first. That seems enough. So, remember all the way back when we first obtained Vlad from Australia? I explained then that her character events have revolve around her going back home to Transylvania, which is obviously her hometown. So, incidentally, Transylvania is an actual city in this game, so now that we've actually conquered it in our, war against the EU, now, obviously now that we've gotten it, we get to press on Vlad Tepes' events. So, because she's been away from home for a long time, she has a mansion in Transylvania, by the way. We come back to her mansion, but we find that it's in disrepair, disarray, whatever. Apparently, as you'll see from the dialogue here, the denizens around the surrounding area, or around the mansion and the surrounding area, vicinity, what have you, have decided to move in and just completely wreck the place. I mean, Vlad was basically the only person who was, living there anyway. Maybe a few servants here or there. Kind of reminds me of Remilia from Toho Project in that regard. Both vampires, both kind of loners, I guess. I wouldn't really say Remilia's a loner, but Vlad probably is. But, yeah, basically we're moving in, and we have to battle out the people who have invaded, which are these guys. Which shouldn't really be a problem because we have two melee units right here. So, rest in pieces. We'll also put in Sanzo Hoshi because she came along. Why not, right? To place Vlad Tepes because you just gotta have her, right? And John. Perfect. Can't really go wrong here. So Marco Polo can go ahead and stab Angry Skeleton. Grand Skeleton or this guy? We'll shoot the Grand Skeleton because he'll probably target one of our melee units. So we don't really want him to do too much damage. Probably attack Marco Polo. Oh, never mind. I'll attack Billy Kid. Makes sense. Let's see. Overdrive? No, it won't really hit anyone. Poison Killer won't really work either, so let's go ahead and attack this guy. Hopefully he'll die. Okay, good. Montezuma. If all of them were alive still, we'd use Wild Scratch and it'll wreck them all, but... Nice crit. That's her boldness coming into play. Marco Polo again. We won't use we won't kill this guy off. Or will we? Very interesting. Jeez, crits all around, huh? Alright. Nice. Just advance because this guy's about to die with the next shot. So you can see we can constantly spam quick draw over and over and over again. Really powerful ability. Alright, cool. beating that. Okay. Blah 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 blah. One more equipment slot. Alright. Nothing too special there. Got a battle one. That's about it though. Okay. Save it here, because we just did fight a we did just fight a battle. Voila, and we can do this one, I guess. Here we go. So they're finding some legendary animal, I guess. I'm not really too sure what. I'm sure they explain it somewhere. Alexander saves Chihaya's life. Blah 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 blah. Cool. What is this? Hadron. Recover 20% when using weight. Alright, so that's a cool ability. So what this means is that if you have a unit who uses weight, in other words, just pass a turn without doing anything, that unit will recover by 20% automatically, just by using weight. It's a really situational item, but it can be really handy if you don't have any medics in the field, or I say medics, clearly I've been playing too many first-person shooter games recently, but this item is pretty useful if you equip it onto a unit, and he's taking damage, or she's taking damage, and you know, you don't have any magicians on the field who can heal your units. So all you need to do is just wait a couple times, and then you know your troops will steadily increase. So that's what it's for. And she finally gets her passive buff. So command is a really strong passive buff. Let's go ahead and check it out. And it gives all allies in the previous row +1 attack. So this means that Alexander, you almost always need to put her up in front because her passive buff will affect everyone behind her. So this has a really good synergy with someone like Chihaya, whose passive is called, whose passive Ambition. It basically makes it so that you should probably put 3 people in the middle row. So if you put Alexander in front row, all 3 of the people behind her will get +1 attack. Just kind of nice how it synergizes that way. In any case, this is one of the best buffs in the passive buffs in the game, and really useful. I like it. Fits the character too. All right, we can actually do Lancelot's event, which is kind of surprising. I didn't really expect to have enough troops left over to fight do that, but Lancelot herself doesn't really have too many troops. We'll just see if we don't have to deploy her. Alright. Oh, these guys have lots of troops, huh? Okay. So, deploy Caesar, Ashoka, Aristotle, Seimei, perhaps? I'm not too sure. We deployed a lot of magicians here, now that I think about it. Huh, how do we want to do this? Because we can put Ashoka and Caesar up in front, no problem. They can tank for us. Seimei, maybe? Not too sure. It's kind of risky putting Sunsu up in front, though. It's +2 defense. Yeah, this becomes really difficult because all our backline row units are all have whatchamacallit, passive buffs that affect the unit in front of them. So Seimei is the only one who doesn't have, whose buff really doesn't help anyone. But I mean, I guess if we can't use anyone's buff, it better be hers, because hers is only a prophecy. So whatever, let's do it. Really didn't want to have to put Sun Tzu up in front either, but use charge right here. Okay, which means now Ashoka could use meteor strike on second platoon, maybe. Who's strongest here? Third platoon can only hit Caesar, so that's fine for now. 7, 6. Nice, that was a crit too. Since okay, so we're gonna put defense up on these 4 because they're gonna have to do a lot of tanking right now. Ashoka really needed that too, considering she only has what 5 defense by default. Not too much damage. It's fine. Another defense up won't work though. Use Grand Cross. Thankfully, Slash Zapper won't do much. Except on Ashoka, I guess. Cool. And we can also use attack up on this one as well. Let's see, third platoon or first platoon? We're gonna attack first platoon because she's more threatening to us because she can hit Sun Tzu. We don't want that. Pretty sure you use Buster, right? Nice. And we've got enough for Sanctuary. So we'll heal both of them at the same time. Thankfully, this unit keeps insisting on using Slash Zapper, so she's not really getting much done. I'm fine with that though. Attack third platoon. Cool. Crit, but who cares? Sanctuary again. And cool. Not a great victory because we went below 25 turns, but that's alright, who cares? The more I keep saying that, the more I feel like I'm giving out the impression that I actually do care. Which I probably do, but hey. Alright. Boldness. So remember that Montezuma also has boldness, so this is basically the same thing where if you put Lancelot in the front row, she'll gain +2 luck. Or 20% extra luck, whatever it is. Okay, so we can march on Brussels now, but we'll save that for next video. And when we come back, we will maybe march on Brussels. Well, I'll have to check to see if we have enough troops for it. But in case we don't, we're gonna have to forego it until next turn or something. Okay, who knows?